stepping hoe. Go jump a bitch, scream Geronimo. That was just harsh, I know, but being in your presence is impossible. Why can't I live my life? All I want is my space and you out of my sight. Don't ever bother you. I care less about where you're at or what you do. I can't even go out on dates without you showing up, talking shit, throwing shade. They say you made a big mistake. Now you are just in the way. Stay out my DM late nights, telling me you still wanna lay the pipe. I'm doing me, I love it, so don't you hate. I guess old girl wasn't that brand new upgrade. I don't trust you, you gon' lie to me. Baby, I just need my privacy. Secluded myself, get peace of mind. Let you DM me on the gram all the time. I just want you know you're ugly, boy. You're so irking. I'm so done with you. Stay off my gram every night. My Snapchat and Facebook too. We are here on the X Radio here on Glockaware Radio, where you can find us Monday nights at 8 o'clock. And if you are interested and you're listening and you want to be a weirdo and watch us, you can check us out on YouTube Live, search Glockaware. And check us out, watch us, see what we're up to. Tonight, we are in the building with local boxer Jerome Conquest. You can see him January 31st at Parks Casino. He has an upcoming fight. And as you know, we've been switching it up around here. The show is about mental health and being relatable to folks in a way that may strike their interest, to get them to realize that mental health is an issue. So tonight we have a boxer. If you're interested in sports, check us out. We're talking about, first of all, there's a lot of mental conditioning going on with training for such a sport. And also, you know, it takes, you get depressed, like when you are hurt and you can't get to the things that your normal schedule, you know what I mean? Conquest, tell them where you can find you on social media.
You can find me on social media on Instagram at _Conquest_, and on Facebook, Jerome Conquest, and also on Twitter, Jerome Conquest.
Now listen, I had this man on a show years ago, like before I was even here on Glockaware, and this is my third season. I'm gonna be going into my fourth season next year, and we met before that, and it was just cool. I remember asking him, like, yo, how'd you come up with the name Conquest? He's like, no, that's legit my name. I was like, oh, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. First of all, I'm not sure where I want to start with this. Like, being a boxer takes a lot of mental conditioning as well as physical conditioning, because you have to be very disciplined.
Yes.
So, like, I know you always joke around, like, when you get ready to fight and you train and you're like, it's crack season.
Oh, no, that's I really mean that.
Like,
I
what
really
do you
want to crack on somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
really
like, no,
mean
that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Well, once you sign once you sign your name on that contract against me, it's automatic crack season for you.
Right.
And my other hashtag is, I say, watch what you wish for. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, they always be saying they want to fight me. So be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
So I just turned it into a tour. Be careful what you ask for a tour.
So going to the like mental conditioning in the sense of having to train and those sorts of things, like, what is it that you like? How did you get to that point? Like, what was it? Just a drive that you loved boxing? Was it a passion? Was it some sort of inner like demon you were fighting, and that's how you turned it into something positive? Like, how'd that?
Well, it started off when I was 8. I ain't do nothing but fight in school.
Why was that?
I don't. I was
I
just
don't
saying.
know as a bully.
No, that's the only thing
They were
we did
picking
in the
on
house
you?
with my older brothers, because I'm like, I'm the middle child.
Okay.
So I had a bunch of older brothers, and they ain't do nothing but I mean, what, kick my ass all the time.
Right,
so
right.
I had to.
You had to stick up for yourself.
Yeah, I had to go kick somebody's ass because I couldn't beat them. So
So you took your aggression out on other folks. Like, so were you like a bully, or you just stood up for yourself type stuff?
I could say a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But I was more so of like on the bully side, because I mean, I surrounded myself around a bunch of big people. Like I was always the smallest. I was always the smallest guy out of the group, and everybody else who I hung with they were huge.
Right.
For an average 5th grader, 6th grader,
Sure.
or 7th grader. So, and we just went around the whole building just starting trouble with people.
Picking fights. That's terrible. So how did so it started out like just literally fighting, and how did you turn it into like a career? Something that you wanted to pursue?
When I got older, like around 24, 23, it was another professional boxer, Tion Kennedy. He was getting ready for a fight. So he was just like, he needed somebody to motivate him. Mm-hmm. Somebody that could keep him in the gym and help him out, motivate, and get into shape. So at that time, I was like 100, 180 pounds, 170 pounds.
I can't even imagine that.
I was a little chunky kid.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that.
And I wasn't even thinking about boxing. I always had a 9 to 5. Always had a 9 to 5. Didn't have to worry about boxing. But I was dragged back into boxing at the age of 23, 24 by Tion Kennedy, because he needed somebody to help motivate him with his situation, where he was doing with his boxing, his boxing career. Mm-hmm. So after that, everybody was saying that I was a follower. I didn't have a mind of my own in this game, so I took it personal.
Yeah.
And,
so you turned that kind of into like your force to move forward.
Yeah.
So, like, what is it that? How did you? So you start taking it serious at that point.
Yes.
And what kind of struggles, or did you have struggles, conditioning yourself to really train to become the boxer you are?
I didn't have like struggles physically.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my struggles came mental.
And that's what we're here to talk about.
It was just like I had to find a way to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a daughter, and I also had a girlfriend, and she had a son. Mm-hmm. So I had to. Well, now my girlfriend is my wife now. So
Congratulations.
But I mean, I just it was just making money. Mm-hmm. That was the whole thing that was killing me mentally. Like I couldn't make money and take boxing seriously at the same time.
Right. So at some point did you decide like you just had to focus on boxing?
At one point, like I was just so determined to prove everybody wrong. Like I definitely quit my job. I was working at Parks Casino. I quit my job and I took on boxing 100%. And if it wasn't without the help of my wife, I wouldn't have never got through it, and I wouldn't have never got to where I'm at today.
That's what's up. That support is very important. A lot of times, I always say, a lot of times we don't have the support we need within our immediate circle, whether it's our family or friends, and so we find it in outside sources. So when you're able to find it at home, that's a blessing.
Yeah, but it was a fight. It was a struggle. And,
sure.
And to this day, because it's a lot that I'm not home, because I'm always
training and shit.
Training, and I still work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So I mean, between getting up early to be to work, then right after working, going straight to the gym, and then there'd be a time that I could be going for a month or two because I'd be in training camp. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it's hard on the relationship, home life.
Everything with me personally is just all mental, never physical, because
that's the easy part, right?
it is. It's not. I mean, you got to make it easy. You got to come up with a system. Once you get a system down pat, and you know how to lose the weight, and you know how much weight that you have to cut within a certain amount of time,
right,
to the fight, it's all easy. But what makes it easy for me is my diet. My diet is hard, but I follow it. I've been doing it for the past 6-7 years.
Right.
8 to 6 weeks. I mean, I got a military diet. and it just is in the morning. I wake up, I eat an 8-ounce cup of cereal, Cheerios, dry Cheerios, an 8-ounce cup, and then for lunch, I just straight up eat tuna fish out of the bag or the can, and then for dinner, I just eat grilled chicken and spinach.
Do you feel as though your diet helps your mental stability? I know a lot of times, people eat junk food and stuff, and they're just like, it doesn't make them feel good. So does staying on that type of regimen, you think, helps by any means?
No, it don't help with me mentally. It's just,
it make me hungry.
Yeah, it just mess with my mind, and I just be like, dang, I wish I could eat this. I wish I could eat that.
Yeah.
It's like now, I'm getting ready for a fight now. Then
he said, I want a cheesesteak.
Thanksgiving is this week, so I can't even want to pig out and eat at everybody's house like I want to because I gotta watch my weight.
So how does that, like, do you get depressed in any way? Like damn, like I really wish I could do this, but you see there's a higher purpose.
It's only
like you said, it like affects your mental to some point.
There's only one time throughout this whole throughout my whole career as a professional boxer that I have ever been depressed. And it has nothing to do with food, and it has nothing to do with me working out, and it has nothing to do with me making money because I always find a way to make money. Mm-hmm. It was when I tore my Achilles. Mm-hmm. Like 2 years ago, I tore my Achilles, and I was just so depressed because like I'm so used to moving around,
yeah,
and like I couldn't do what I wanted to do, but I was still getting up with a cast on, still going to the gym, doing whatever I could do in the gym.
Right.
Because I was that depressed. Like I was just sitting around like with a mopey face all day.
Yeah, like your fish stopped swimming.
It definitely did.
Yeah. Like, and that's one of the topics I wanted to talk about. Athletes are so used to training hard and going through conditioning. It's not just a physical conditioning, it's a mental conditioning. And you get used to a schedule, you get used to how your body reacts going to the gym and working out. Excuse me. And when you do come across those hurdles where you get injured and you have to take a time out, what kind of mental toll does that take on you? I mean, I do remember that period of time, and I remember seeing you on Instagram, and I could see that you were down about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's real. I saw it. You were projecting it. And so like what like how deep is that? Like how does that is it like a torment? Like
it's definitely deep. Like when I hear people say, depression is real, I can relate.
You felt that shit.
Yeah, I felt it personally. So it's definitely real. I used to just look at people when people be like, "Oh, I'm so depressed," and
you're like, "What for?"
Like, yeah, I used to say that. Like,
yeah.
Why? What for? But then
until you experience it yourself.
I experienced it myself, and when I hear people say that, I just be like, "Listen, you just gotta fight through it."
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard though. Like, did you have a support team?
I did, but I'm not the type of person that like to lean back on people and just have people help me and just give me things. I don't like that at all.
Yeah, but I mean, what about emotional support?
No, I had emotional support, but it was just more so like, all right, boxing was, a major income that I had coming in. Mm-hmm. I was how I'm gonna pay my bills.
Right.
How I'm gonna do that.
You're only as good as your next fight.
Right.
So at the end of the day, like, you gotta really be on your game.
And at that time, right before I tore my Achilles, I lost the fight. Mm-hmm. So
I was at that fight.
I had to. What's that? Like a whole year and a half that I wasn't in the ring. Mm-hmm. I had to think about my last fight, and it was a loss. So.
Right. What is that like when you like, of course your goal is to win. That's the whole game, right? So when you take that loss, what kind of mental torment or torture or depression do you go through? Like, how do you beat yourself up?
I don't even beat myself up. I just go back, look at what I did wrong, and try to fix it with my team.
That's
with my coaches, Wade and Randy Hennett. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing we do. We get back in the gym. Even if we win, we still get back in the gym. Well,
you gotta elevate.
They be trying to keep me out the gym, but I get right back in the gym, And sometimes the day right after my fight, I'm right back out on Kelly Drive running miles. And they call on my phone like, what are you doing? You just fought last night.
Yeah.
I just be like, listen, I believe that we gonna get a call.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, hey Took, can you spin a track? We're gonna take a break and come right back with Jerome Conquest, local Philly boxer, and we'll be right here on the X Radio on Glockaware.
Drug money, I got it all off. You tell me something about me, right? I got it all off drug money. The whole east side was getting bud from me. The whole Wildwood was getting drugs from me. Them fiends couldn't get enough of me. Till them pigs had enough of me. Couldn't wait to put the gloves on me. Came home like I'm too cool. I think I'm time that too smooth. Drug money. Every pug I met fuck with me. Pill money. This shit sponsored by unboxers. We don't fuck with no imposters. We run the streets like some hood mobsters. Nigga, we real monsters. If it's a problem, niggas will pop, no question. Drug money. I got it all off drug money. Drug money. Drug money. Get your bitch before I get your bitch. She and the drug dealers in the shoe fits. Plus I think I'm too cool. Bitch, I think I'm too short, too smooth. Bitch, drug money. I paid no frills off with drug money. I booked this through time with drug money. This shit sponsored by drug money. You niggas flexing with your plug money. Re-up money, I had enough of it. Them foreigns ain't your nigga, you pump faking. Them whores you want all on our nuts chasing. They see us and get the rump shaking. They see we don't fuck with nothing faking. The game was rigged, so we was point shaving. Razor blade scribbling on my mama placing. Drug money, I got it all off drug money. Drug money. Drug money. Drug money. I got it all off drug money.
Let's go, fame.
Drug money. Drug money.
Got it, fam. Nothing else above money. I need plies, ran off with the plug money. She love me cause I love money. And throw it in the air, put it in her tongue money. Gorilla glue got me getting butt money. Gorilla who, you will get a slug from me. Shoot you, then your pockets, that's blood money. A quarter matata, I got judge money. Thinking about the struggle make me wanna hug money. Even though we spend it like fuck money, still get nickel, dime, and dub money. And I be seeing niggas like, what money? What's funny?
Drug money. I got it all off drug money. Drug money. Drug money.
We're back on the X Radio here on Glockaware, where you can find us every Monday night. And if not, you can check out the replays on YouTube. Just search Glockaware. You can check us out live right now if you're tuning in on the app. You can check us out on the TuneIn app on Roku. Also, TuneIn app is on just regular Google Play. But in any event, we're in the studio tonight with Jerome Conquest, Philly boxer, and on a side note, like behind the scenes, we were just talking about, how you kind of start feeling bad about yourself when you're out of commission. Let's put it that way. You're not used to, you can't be in your regular routine. You're used to being a provider. You're used to being at work. And at the end of the day, like when you are injured as a sports professional, you have to take a time out because you have to heal. You have to get back to where you were. And that can take a toll on you mentally. It's depressing. It can be depressing. You can be downhearted. So do you mind sharing some of the stuff we were just talking about, as a man, as a husband, as just an individual, we all have to provide for ourselves and be individuals and independent. And like, having a family, that's an extra thing on your shoulders.
Right.
So when you are injured and your livelihood is, I mean, sure, you work 9 to 5 or whatever too, but your livelihood is also your passion and your boxing, where you get other checks. Like, how did you get out of that funk? Like,
The only way that I got out of that funk was I kept getting up every day and was still going to the gym.
mm-hmm.
Every day, even with a cast on, even with a walking boot on, I still made my way to the gym. Got rounds in on the bag. Couldn't do many because my trainers were stopping me, but whatever I can do
Right.
to just get out the house, because when I was out the house, I was in the gym. I didn't even think about the injury at all.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon
Did
as I
that
got-
set you back in any way, or you just kind of took it, appropriate and did what you could?
Nah, it ain't set me back.
He
A
said,
lot
"No,
of
I healed better."
a lot of people. A lot of people thought it was going to set me back, but like right before I went underneath the knife, because I got surgery done the next day.
mm-hmm.
I tore my Achilles on that Sunday. I got surgery done that Monday afternoon.
Wow.
So I told the doctor, I told him I heal like Wolverine. That's what I told him. He said right before I went under, before they gave me anesthesia, I told him I heal like Wolverine. I'll be back.
Uh-huh. And he was probably like, yeah, okay, sir.
And that's what he said. And within 10 days, I went back for my first checkup so they could check the scar tissue and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He said this is amazing. I said, what? He said, you healing.
You said,
quickly.
I told you so.
I just laughed at him, and he was like, you told me you heal like Wolverine before you went under.
That's funny. Do you think that any of your the passion and mental trying to think of the word here, like, do you think that your passion pushed you to kind of heal? Like, you know what I mean? Because
No.
sometimes people get depressed and then it takes longer for their body to produce like that healing power. You know what I mean?
What pushed me was I love to, shut people up, prove them wrong.
You got that ego, stroke of ego.
So that's what pushed me.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of boxing reporters out there saying I was already up there in age. The injury was going to slow me down.
Mm-hmm.
So my first fight back, everybody was determined to see how I was going to look, and I came out, and everybody was like, "It don't even seem like you had surgery 8 months ago," because I was back in the ring 8 months after surgery.
Did you beat the brakes off him?
After they said that, I did beat the brakes out. But after the doctors told me that I wasn't gonna be able to walk for a whole year,
Yeah.
I was
And you
back
were already
in the ring within 8 months.
That's what's up.
It was still sore. I was still in pain, but
You made it happen.
I made it happen.
Yeah. Do you think like a lot of that is willpower, or a passion for what you love to do?
I separate passion away from everything, because I could have a passion about anything and don't go at it as hard as I go at trying to provide for my family. So that's why I just separate the passion from everything, because my whole drive is being a provider for my family. That's my whole drive.
Sure. Is that kind of like, did you start taking boxing seriously at that? You're like, listen, I like it, I love it, I can make money at it, I can be a provider this way. Is that kind of a mindset you had, or it's just kind of just all fell into place for you?
It fell into place, because my whole mindset off the back was, all right, you said I can't do this, all right, you said I can't do that, and you said I was a follower.
You
So
said, "F
that was the
y'all."
whole thing. that was my whole determination, was
Yeah. Prove
to
'em
prove the
wrong.
doubters wrong. But everything else fell into place, financial wise and everything else.
That's what's up. So you have a fight coming up January 31st.
Yeah, it's January 31st at Parks Casino.
Where can they find tickets?
I will have tickets. You can hit me up on my Instagram or my Facebook or whatever. You could DM me. We could meet up. You could come to me. It doesn't matter. Either way, I'll make sure you get some tickets if you want to purchase tickets. And you can also go on www.parks.com and parkscasino.com and purchase tickets. And you can also call Johan Promotions office and purchase tickets.
Word. What's your record right now?
Right now, my record is 10-4,
That's what's up.
and I'm a two-time champion, WBF regional champion, and the USBA international champion. And on my last fight, I fought for a WBC figure box title, and I was robbed in New York. Bad.
How did that affect you mentally?
Mentally, I'm not a sore loser. So I mean, I took it on the chin, but I wanted to fight again, and the promoter shut me down. They offered me another fight to fight somebody else on another card that they had coming up.
Did you
But I
take
wanted
it?
the same guy. No, I ain't taking it.
He's like, hell no, that's not what I wanted.
That's not what I wanted. I wanted that WBC title that I got
Yeah.
robbed for.
Yeah. What's the biggest fight you had?
My last fight for the WBC title. It ain't nothing bigger than that green belt. That green belt that I should have. And I went up 2 weight classes to compete for it. I fight 130, but I went up to 140 to fight that guy. Because they called on me. They picked on me.
You
So,
said I'm gonna do it.
yeah, I did it. Me and my coaches, we took one look at that guy, and we was like, yeah, he's right up our alley.
Right.
He ain't nothing to be afraid of.
Right.
So we took it.
Yeah.
And we took a big risk going into his backyard, his hometown,
Sure.
where he fought at like 13, 14 times or something like that. And he was the main event 6 times there. So we went into that fight knowing that, the odds were stacked against us, but my coaches got that much confidence in me that they know that I could go in there against anybody. Like, I'm a person that went out California, and I stayed in training camp with some people would say, he's the world's greatest fighter, pound for pound, Lomachenko. I went out there with him for 4 to 6 weeks, and then right after being in training camp with Lomachenko, I went into training camp with Robert Eastern for another 4 weeks. So I was in 2 back-to-back camps with world champions.
What are these? It takes mental stamina to train like that. Like, how do you prepare yourself to be in those training camps?
I just went out there telling myself I could bang with the best. And I went out there and I showed that I could bang with the best. So if I could bang with 2 high caliber fighters like that at 135 and at 130, that guy at 140, it was a cakewalk.
Right.
And if you want to check that fight out, you can check it out. You can look me up on YouTube, Jerome Conquest, and you could watch that fight, and you could be the judge yourself. You could DM me and tell me if I was robbed or not.
I'll go watch it later. I'm gonna do it. Maybe right after the show. I'm gonna watch it.
I should have a WBC title right now.
So what happened?
The politics.
All right.
It was a good fight. I'm not gonna say. I blew the fight away. But I think I edged it.
Yeah.
I really think I edged the fight. It was a great fight.
Yeah.
The guy wasn't a pushover. We knew he wasn't a pushover, but his talent level wasn't there.
Yeah. Huh. Took. You spin a track. We'll be right back on the X Radio with Jerome Conquest, Philly boxer, and check us out on YouTube. Check us out being weird.
7 days a week. Here's something you never witnessed until now. Son, I done heard it all, stop talking to me. Never was I scared of they ghost stories. I was in the hood drinking warm 40s, smoking old weed out of broke Phillies. Summertime chilly down in North Philly. Nigga got shot walking out his building. On the way to school picking up his children. On his birthday, right around Christmas. Damn, I see the big picture. Damn, through my new lenses. Fendi put them out for like $850. The chain on my neck look like an ice sculpture. Your girl looking at me trying to take a portrait. Your man on my dick asking where I bought it. We all know nigga can't afford it. King talk, nigga, run the jewels up. 12 bricks in the suitcase. 40 bands in the shoebox. 4 girls in the back room. They just trying to see who come first. Trunk full of drugs. That's what you want, right? Money in the bag. That's what you want, right? Girls going by. That's what you want, right? That's what you want, that's what you want, that's what you want, that's what you want. Hit the booth, killer might run the jewels up. I'm still drinking marijuana stinking. Back in the city, this time to Ben Franklin. Damn, wrong Ezek, now it's Ty Coney. A-Day news, shoot another movie. Cinematic shit, keep the camera rolling. 97,000 for the wardrobe. The lawn out front is a car show. New kitchen on the first and second floor. Skylight for when your bitch wanna see the stars. I know, niggas ain't fucking with me. I know, niggas don't fuck with me. You know, I gotta keep the thing with me. They know I'm still with whatever, nigga. 12 bricks in the suitcase. 40 bands in the shoebox. 4 girls in the back room. They just tryna see who come first. Full of drugs. Money in the bag. Girls going by. 12 bricks in the suitcase. 40 bands in the shoebox. 4 girls in the back room. They just tryna see who come first. Full of drugs. Money in the bag. Girls going by. That's what you want, right? That's what you want, right? That's what you want, that's what you want, right?
Pick up the pace, hit up an 8. See what bitch, I'ma hit up today. Got myself some shit up the way. Still trying to do 50 sit-ups a day. Hip hooray. Nigga trying to make some shit up to say I got Chick-fil-A. Cool like Snoop when he hook up with Dre. Or Kanye when he hook up with Jay. Pick up the pace, hit up an 8. See what bitch, I'ma hit up today. Got myself some shit up the way. Still trying to do 50 sit-ups a day. Hip hooray. Nigga trying to make some shit up to say I got Chick-fil-A. Cool like Snoop when he hook up with Dre. Or Kanye when he hook up with Jay. I don't feel no type, he still won't bite. Look, when you keep it real, go right. There's a few things that I still don't like. And there's a few niggas I'ma kill on sight. I don't need a bitch to fulfill my wife. One night stand, I'ma still hit twice. Bankroll on me and I'm still gonna swipe. It was so wrong, but it feels so right. Came right back with the fire. Straight like that, when you trap, when you die. Guy with the fries in the bag full of pies. Don't get too close, man, it's bad for your eye. Everything we do get rationalized. Snakes in the grass wear masks with disguise. Still a few of us that can actually buy. But the cloud that you chase won't blast over time. Cold outside, got a whole heat. All I need is a front full of gold teeth. Gotta stay woke, man, the money don't sleep. We out here getting killed by the police. You don't put the work in, then you don't eat. I can turn an 8-bar to a 4-piece. Nigga run his mouth when he got a slow leak. He gon' count sheep like he Lil Bo Peep. Pick up the pace, hit up an 8. See what bitch, I'ma hit up today. Got myself some shit up the way. Still trying to do 50 sit-ups a day. Hip hooray. Nigga trying to make some shit up to say I got Chick-fil-A. Cool like Snoop when he hook up with Dre. Or Kanye when he hook up with Jay. Pick up the pace, hit up an 8. See what bitch, I'ma hit up today. Got myself some shit up the way. Still trying to do 50 sit-ups a day. Hip hooray. Nigga trying to make some shit up to say I got Chick-fil-A. Cool like Snoop when he hook up with Dre. Or Kanye when he hook up with Jay. Phil Jackson and I'm a real one. All the shit I've been through and I'm still one. Cliche, but I'm one in a million. Like Prodigy is fake, man, with the deal done. You mad at the game, you don't got the skill set. Blood on my knife, man, and it's still wet. Come on with the fuck, nigga, shit, kill that. Living off a bitch, go and get a real check. If the Lou Bill show me, you gotta chill next. Got a house first, then I got a will next. I put the lights on, then I pay the bills next. They come out in my neck, I got it on deals at. I stand in the field, I can pass a field test. I'm just doing me while they wanna kill us. I don't give a fuck, nigga, I can care less. Nigga press me, nigga, they still press. And they still pick up the pace, hit up an 8. See what bitch, I'ma hit up today. Got myself some shit up the way. Still trying to do 50 sit-ups a day. Hip hooray. Nigga trying to make some shit up to say I got Chick-fil-A. Cool like Snoop when he hook up with Dre. Or Kanye when he hook up with Jay. Pick up the pace, hit up an 8. See what bitch, I'ma hit up today. Got myself some shit up the way.
Went blank. We're back on the X Radio here on Glockaware. And wow, I literally just my mind went blank, but here we are. Check us out on YouTube. Search Glockaware if you're not already watching us. If not, you can always catch the replay. It is there for life. And man, that's terrible. My mind just went completely blank.
Just let it flow. I mean, you just ask me whatever. I'm going to answer it, honestly.
Shit, what you want to talk about?
Whatever's on your mind.
I don't know. I don't know. They could go anywhere. Shoot. Okay, listen. When you're training, right? You're in the gym a lot. Most people listen to music. What's some of your favorite jams? motivational shit?
Oh man, I got a whole playlist on my phone.
What you got? What you got?
I listen to a couple.
Wait, hold
of,
on, Took. If you hear any of these Johns, pull them up.
I mean, I listen to a couple of local artists in my neighborhood.
What you like?
It's a local artist in my neighborhood. His name is it's a young boy named D Nice. It's another local artist in my neighborhood. His name is SMS Wink.
Okay.
And Sicko the Great.
That's some of your gym music.
Yeah, that they from my
have to check 'em
neighborhood.
out.
I mean, they from my neighborhood. They from the SMS. So, I mean, I listen to their music, and even my guy Mikey Rampage. He's on my list. Like my workout list is mainly like a lot of people from my neighborhood.
That's what's up, though.
And,
That's
and
local
motivation.
support.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I support anybody locally.
Yeah.
And these guys who I just named, like they really are like great unsigned local rappers.
There's tons of them in the city. There's so many great musicians in the city, and they're just unnoticed.
Yeah, and I mean I listen to a lot of old school, a lot of 90s rap, 80s rap. I don't listen to none of the too much of the new stuff.
Yeah, you're not like a Power 99er.
Nah, I don't listen. I listen to a lot of old school rap.
Yeah. What's some of your favorites? Do you have any favorite artists or favorite songs?
I mean I have like my favorite artist of all time is Jadakiss.
All right, yeah.
So I listen to a lot of Locks. I listen to DMX. Like DMX keep you hype in the gym. So,
right. All right, I can see that.
His lyrics. Now I mean, like they hit hard back in the day, and it's motivation.
Yeah, that's what's up. What other kind of playlist do you have? You have a gym playlist? Do you have any other?
That is my gym playlist.
Yeah, but I mean, do you have like a car playlist? Do you have like I'm chilling in the house playlist? You just got a gym because you always in the gym.
Yeah, I got a gym playlist. I also got like a laid back. I mean, like I'm an old soul. I mean, I listen to a lot of old music, man. Like stuff that my mom and my dad
like
grew up
R&B type stuff, or
I mean, it don't even matter.
He's just like old.
Yeah, I got an old soul. I listen to different stuff.
See, when I was coming up, I was listening to Nat King Cole. I was listening to Joni Mitchell. I was listening to like really old shit. Like y'all don't even know nothing about that shit. Like really old stuff. So when I say old, I mean old like Dean Martin, like old weird stuff. But my dad was an old head, so that was his era, and so of course I listened to whatever was in the house, right?
Right.
I remember we had records. Yeah, nobody knows what those are.
I
nowadays.
listen to a lot of Kumo D.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Big Daddy King.
Right.
Eric B and Rakim.
Have you seen any of them when they're around? Because I know they perform local every once in a while. Have you caught them?
I seen Rakim at a fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, I seen him at a fight.
Were you fighting or you just happened to be there?
I wasn't fighting. I was just happened to be there.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's dope. Like,
did you
get to speak?
to a lot of Tough Crew.
Yeah. Well, we had Too Tough here last week. Yep. Yeah.
Ram Squad. I mean,
of course.
Major Figures.
Philly shit.
Yeah.
I'm
just big on local support.
Yeah. Listen, speaking of local support, you do a lot of community projects.
Yes,
like you're involved in a lot of community activity.
Right before I got here, I just did a turkey giveaway with Gary Barbera.
That's what's up.
Gave away 350 turkeys.
Wow. I noticed. Yeah, absolutely. I noticed that you definitely are out in the community. How did you link up with Gary Barbera? Because that's been a thing for a minute now.
Me and Gary been friends for a while.
Oh, okay.
I met Gary probably like almost 6-7 years ago.
Because that's a big city name.
Yeah, I met him personally like 6-7 years ago, but we really just started getting into the community thing probably like a good 3 years. Mm-hmm. But he'd been doing it for years.
Sure.
But I just got on with him because he seen the things what I was doing in the community. Mm-hmm. So he was just like, hey, let's start giving back together.
Sure.
I'm going to come to your community. And when he come to my community, he help out in the Strawberry Mansion neighborhood. He helps out a lot. He does coat giveaways. Mm-hmm. He does the turkey giveaway. And he also support my holiday giveaway party and my book bag drive that I do every year. Mm-hmm. I mean, so he support all over Philadelphia.
Sure.
But just in the heart of my neighborhood, I appreciate everything what he does.
What other community activities are you involved in besides things networking with Barbera and whatnot?
Well, just not. I'm just not gonna give all the credit to Barbera. I also deals with Maestro Classic.
I've seen that.
I also deal with
Good product.
Yeah, great product. I use it every day.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they come out with that body
Fellas,
wash.
fellas with the beards, check them out.
Yeah, Maestro, and I mean check out the barbershop in Bristol, man. I mean they doing big things, and they also do a lot for the community too. Maestro's Classics. And I mean, Ant, hurry up and come out with that body wash, man. and I also do things with Drew Rico, Demolition Company. And it's a restaurant over in Jersey who I do a lot of things with, and they've been supporting me since day one. Is a Bistro Marino. They've been supporting me from day one. And another thing, my brother, he worked with me with all my conditioning, Main Objective Fitness.
Shout out, Maine.
And I mean Koyish Creations, that's my wife company.
Shout out, wifey.
And I mean it's just a lot of, I mean it's not a lot of people, but it's enough.
Yeah.
And I mean my man Kenny Lugwood.
Listen,
I mean,
the bottom line is that you got a solid situation to work with. Because you don't need a lot of people.
Yeah.
You just need solid people.
and I just got a good solid 10 people that I could name offhand.
Yeah.
I mean, but Kenny Lugwood, he been with me since day one too. When we used to just stand outside of Geno's, I mean, and I mean, ask people for donations towards I mean, my first giveaway.
That's what's up.
And I told him, I said, I mean, we out here freezing right now, but I said, years to come, we ain't gonna be able to do this. We gonna have people chasing us, trying to get aboard with what we doing.
What were people's reactions when you're out there, telling them, look, we're looking for donations for such a cause? Were people, giving, or it was kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever?
It was kind of
half
a
and
little,
half.
yeah. It was a mixture of both. And I mean, some people was hesitant
Yeah.
because they thought we was probably scheming.
You
know
never
what I mean?
know
But,
nowadays.
yeah, but we definitely wasn't scheming. We
Yeah.
definitely was putting something together for my neighborhood, and look where I'm at today. I'm able to get off at least three events of my own.
How does that make you feel? Like being able to do that for your community?
I've been doing that since I was a kid. When in my neighborhood, when I used to get in trouble in school, my mom always used to make me go around the corner to Ms. Liz Bacon house. She was a community activist with her husband Robert Bacon, and they used to make me sit in the house and I mean put stuff to help her put stuff together for their next community project. Giving away food with
That was some conditioning, mental conditioning.
Yeah. So they used to just and I know they made me put together this they made me do it. I didn't want to do it, but they made me do it, and I'm glad that they made me do it.
Yeah, sure.
They made me join Town Watch.
Okay.
And as I joined Town Watch,
You're like, what's this shit?
I put together my own team called the Little Foxes.
Okay.
And like this is old, and I was probably like 8, 9 years old. Probably.
That's what's up.
And I mean that's where it came from. It came from Liz Bacon and Robert Bacon, whipping me into shape. You know what I mean? Because my mom was also working with them too. So my mom was like, "You coming with me?
Right.
You doing this? You doing that?" And
It worked.
It worked because now that I got a bigger platform that I could do it from. And back then it was just a small platform. It was just a community platform within like a 4 to 5, maybe 6 blocks radius.
Right.
Now I'm doing things
Citywide. Yeah. How does that make you feel when you're able to be a part of those types of activities, such as giveaways and community support? How does that make you feel?
It don't make me feel no type of way because I'm accustomed to doing it. I'm a giving person.
Yeah.
So
It
don't
comes
feel
natural.
It comes natural. I don't feel any type of way about it. And one thing what I don't like to do, I just don't like to do things for show.
Sure.
I do it because I
Some
really
people
care.
do, but yeah, if it's genuine, then
Yeah.
that's really where it counts. That's what's up. Man, I want to thank you. Dude, we got any music on deck here. Let's throw something on. We're going to take a break, come back, close out. And if you're not following us right now, follow us on Instagram at GlockAware or the RPX or the X Radio. Also, check us out on YouTube. Search GlockAware.
Let's get the bags. I came away from the bottom. Handle that beef, no problem. These nuts pulled up, no condom. Where the fuck did you find them? I came up next to the alley, where every day with fiends I would poly. Pull strings like I'm stopping a trolley. Do me like I pop me a molly. Step on the stage and I tear it up. GMG niggas we weird up. Niggas be hating on word as fuck. Then jumping on dick when they clear it up. All in your feelings, I air you up. Air you out, boy, tear you up. Out on rock, my boys gearing up. Out on rock, my boys gearing up. We gonna take them to war. It kids that sit on the floor. Robbing the rich for the poor. Punched out and I kicked in the door. Bounce, bitch, 6 to the 4. No ounce, bitch. I need me like 4. I count shit. Money jumped out the drawer. Pop my tags and I jumped out the store. Armani, Christian Dior. Gucci, Versace, Velours. Dark shades, time for Scotty and Mike. Bitch, I'm the ball. Kyrie in Boston. With the mask on, take the mask off, then get back on. Extended the clip, got add-ons. Up in the mix with a bad John. Cup of that shit be mad strong. I'm up in this bitch for mad long. Run the bag, I bring the cash home. That gangster lean, no sad song. 38 and potato, I mashed on. Stand on the block, get my stash on. You a bitch, nigga, get your ass on and get your ass beat. You barefoot on the glass street. That crack high, but the gas cheap. And it was all good, but that was last week. Sockin', I'm next to the plug. You get it back from the jug, I get it back from the mud. Drippin' bitches like a rag in a tub. Excuse me, they choose me. Over ducks, niggas goofy. Niggas lying over coochie. Niggas dying over coochie. Goofy, goofy. Fuck you high on Tukey. Go shit, spooky. Gold chain shit dookie. I'm shot out, nigga Pookie. Top 10 with the Lucy's. The law on my top like a koofy. Got me on the roof like Snoopy. At the corner running like the bus coming. Stressed out, roll up and puff something. In my gym bag, watch me duff something. Jack boys trying to cuff something. Block boy, I don't trust nothing. You switch up, you get left frontin'. So far, they got the ref coming. So far, they got the ref coming. Penalty flag on the play. I get the bag every day. Moving the wagon today. Up in that kitchen souffle. Paddy wags on the way. Cause I'm adding all the yay. No baking soda like A. Your work be coming out great. They left your pie on the tray. Took a hit and had nothing to say. I remember being sad, thinking when I get the bag, then I'ma stun on them bad. Pull up no roof in the Jag, hop out and Susan on gas. Pull up and get me a bag, pull up and get to the bag. Pull up real fast and leave with the bag.
We're back on the X Radio here on GlockAware, where you can find us every Monday night at 8 p.m. We're in the studio with Jerome Conquest, Philadelphia boxer, and we were talking behind the scenes, you know, about some of the giveaways and so community activities that he's part of. We're also talking about, you have a documentary.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
The documentary is called The Conqueror. It was produced by Timothy Blackwood and Bradford Downs. Mm-hmm. They both is from Virginia, but now they are out LA living the life.
That's what's up.
Living the warm life at that.
Right.
And, man, I'm back here in Philly freezing, man.
How did that come about? How'd that project come about?
They found me. They were going from gym to gym looking for a fighter because they heard about Philly being the state for Philly fighters, and out of all the Philly fighters, out of all the great Philly fighters that we have, mm-hmm. they ran across my story and ran with it.
That's what's up. That's really dope because that's you know that's an honor, you know.
It is.
So
and it's also an honor. We won 3 international awards, 2 in London and 1 in Germany
for independent film.
Yes.
That's so cool.
And we won a number of other awards in other states, but we just didn't win one here yet. Why can I win one in my own state?
Listen, wait for the Fringe Festival. Wait for it. What? Where can folks find that at?
Right now, you could just go follow the Conqueror, the Conqueror film on Instagram, and you could follow www.conqueror Conqueror, the Conqueror film .com on the internet.
Now, is that, can we watch it there?
Right now, it is being worked on to
Okay.
watch it because it's still in the film festival circuit.
Okay.
So we can't release
It's
it
not
yet.
public yet.
Yeah, it's not public yet.
Okay. That's dope. We will be looking for that. I do remember seeing a clip or something, or at least a post or something about that.
Yeah, you can go check the trailer out on YouTube. Just
Okay, we got a
Type in
couple
the Conqueror.
YouTubes to talk about right now. If you're not already on Glockaware, first of all, do that. Second of all, where can you just sent me a couple links? Where can folks find some stuff out about you on YouTube?
you could just type in my name, Jerome Conquest, and everything what's up there, what we want to post and show is there.
There it is. There it is. So check out the trailer to this documentary. I love documentaries, and it's gonna be dope because it's local, and I know you. You friend of the show.
Yeah, I mean, and also for it being local is real.
Yeah.
Nothing, everything what they got is what they got. I
Yeah.
didn't reenact
All
anything.
legit footage.
All legit footage.
Yeah.
If they didn't get it, they missed it.
Yeah. That's
And I
dope.
told
How
them that
long
from
did
the
they
beginning.
follow you around for that?
Oh man, it started off just to be 2 weeks, but then it turned into 3 years. Well, not 3 years, 2 years into the project got finished up, and then the third year they was just coming back getting extra footage as they was putting.
And it was only
everything
supposed to be
together.
a 2-week project.
It was only supposed to have been a 2-week project.
Wow.
I mean, we went from being 2-week project. I went from being a 2-week project to a friend that they stuck with for life. I told them, y'all stuck with me.
Right. Right. How did it manifest into that?
It just happened.
It just kind of like kept evolving, and they're like, "Oh, we need more."
Yeah, they just kept saying we need more. We need more.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
because they was loving everything what they were getting. They just wanted more.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's too bad that we couldn't fit everything what they got within the 12 to 18 minutes that the documentary is. And
Yeah.
I mean, had a little budget, but
So wait a minute. You filmed for over 2 years, and you got how many minutes of
it's 18.
18 minutes?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Budget. And I mean, it came with a budget. And I mean,
Yeah.
and the way and how much film that they got. And I mean, we could have shot a
That's
movie.
yeah. I was about to say that's a whole movie.
Oh no, but it's coming soon.
movie?
We gonna go through this film festival short circuit, and I mean eventually is big things coming from the Conqueror.
I got a question, and it goes back to training. When you went to these training camps, are any of them like any of the scenarios in any of the Rocky movies where they're out there like beating on tires and running in the dirt? And
Oh, everybody beat on tires, and if you live out Miami or LA or anywhere where it beats you running out on sand.
yeah, so that's just normal.
Yeah, and I mean it's just normal, but it's not normal to us here in Philly
Oh, right.
because we don't have a beach.
Right, we got
It's,
tracks.
it's normal. It's normal for us to beat on tires.
Yeah. I've seen it at the gym.
Yeah.
Man, I want to thank you for coming through.
Thank you for having me. I'd like to thank Glockaware Radio for having me too. And
Yeah,
I would like
absolutely.
to thank you, Rose, for inviting me here.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I want to thank you for talking about, some of the things that you go through as an athlete with depression and all the mental shit that you go through, man.
Right.
Like,
Depression is real.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
So if you ever get underneath depression, I mean, surround yourself around people that really genuinely care about you.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's real.
Yeah, it's true. Like I always say, you may not have a support system within your own immediate circle, but there is somebody out there, even if it is a therapist.
Yeah, seek help somewhere.
Yeah,
Like, you'll
it is
need
very important to take care of those things because they can manifest into other situations that are harder to dig out of. So, again, be aware. Mental Health Mondays. Here we are on the X Radio. Again, thank you, Jerome Conquest, for coming through. Check him out at Parks Casino, January 31st. Get your tickets either through him or Parks themselves.
or Johan's promotion office. You could call the office. And I mean, I will post everything on my page, and I mean, you could just check it out. And I mean, if you decide to follow me, I follow back as many people as possible. I ain't no bougie guy.
Do that shit. Make sure you comment. If you don't have his Instagram, follow. Everything's posted on my Instagram, on the RPX, as well as the X Radio. And until next time, we are out. The X Radio here on Glockaware.
Hey yo, man, this is where we from, this is what we do. Like, if you don't like it, stop listening to the radio then. K Walker, my watch, my watch, my watch, my watch, my watch, my chain, my chain, my chain, my chain, my chain.